First off, happy to report that my memory card issues with my phone have been resolved. So I can do 8-hour long videos if I want, or relatively short, like the one I'm going to do today. Man, I'm looking at me and it's like, what is all of this? I've been letting this go for far too long, but I will say I'm enjoying where the beard's going. So I'm going to hold on to it. I'm doing this video day very meticulously. See, I had a conversation with somebody very, very dear to me this afternoon. And typically, this would be the point where I would give a shout out. But I'm not going to do that because I don't want to put this person's business out on the streets. I don't. But this person whom I have been friends with since before I was married, whom I consider family, beyond family. Like, I adore her. She's been a wonderful friend. She is everything family should be. And she also has been dealing with what I considered a very toxic relationship. For as long as I've known her, she's been in this toxic relationship with this guy. And she's come close a couple of times to letting him go, or they'll break up and it won't last long. Or she'll try and he'll be like, oh, we need each other. We're both sick. Like, we're the only people who love each other. It's like no one else can put up with us. It's like I felt as though he was telling her that so that she would feel like she was broken, when in fact it was just him. He's got issues, and I'm not going to spell his issues out because I'm not going to put his business out on the street, despite the fact that at this juncture I feel like it's a foregone conclusion that this guy's out the door. But this wonderful friend of mine, my little sister, was having thoughts that I don't feel like she should have, and she was sadder than she needed to be. I mean, here's a girl who loved to draw and loved to dance and loved to laugh, and he had, over the course of, I want to say 7 years, robbed her of that. And there have been many times when I've gone to her and tried to discuss with her why she should leave, and she would hear me, and then she would halfway go through with it and then stop or go, oh, well, he showed me the nicer side, he's changing, so I'm gonna stick it out. And then we fast forward 3 years later and it's worse, But today she sent me a message. For me, it was like 4:30 in the morning, and it was on my heart to respond and answer right away. And she said, hey, I'm fine, I'm a little down, just checking in. So I asked her if there was anything that I could do, and she said no. But I ended up going to sleep, and I woke up a few hours later. I didn't nearly get the amount of sleep that I should. And I saw she was online, so I sent her another message, and we had a conversation. And I didn't like the way the conversation was headed. I didn't like the way she was feeling. More importantly, why she was feeling that way. And we have talked many times about, this is probably the best time for you to leave. This relationship is toxic. He's dragging you down. I never really, though, just flat out went to her and said, leave him. Because ultimately that has to be her decision, But I really feel as though today is the day where she turns it around. Today is the day where she finally lets go of what people will think about it if she does this, or how people will react, or how he'll feel about it. It's like, you need to be more concerned about how you feel. She even went so far as to say everything was fine as long as I just kept my mouth shut about it. It's like, oh, so everything's good as long as you're miserable and everybody else is happy. And even that, he's still not happy because he's a miserable sack of shit. So I believe that my beloved family member has seen the error of her ways, and a change will be made. I really feel like today will be the day. And if you're watching this, and you probably are, because you're one of like 3 people who do, if for whatever reason I formally announce that today is the day and it takes you a while to do, or you have second thoughts and you can't do it, or you think, oh, one more chance, whatever your reasonings are for justifying why you're not doing it, I don't want you to feel like you can't talk to me or you still can't come to me, because at the end of the day, the only concern I have is your happiness. You know, like, I'm on board to train with this dude as long as he was making you happy. The second he's not, then I'm not on board. But if you're happy with the situation and it's working for you, then I've got nothing to say. So please don't feel as though you can't talk to me on this subject or anything else, because I will always lend an ear. You know my number. You know where I am on Facebook. You got Asia's number. You know how to find me. Please do. Please do. I showed Asia the conversation that I had. I'm sure she didn't read it all. There was no way. It was a lot. But I'm sure she skimmed through it. And she came to me. She says, "You're a good friend." It's like, I didn't do it to be a good friend. You know, I did it because it's what I thought was the right thing. That's how I was feeling. I felt like she was identifying with those feelings. And we made real solid progress today. So I'm proud of you for what it's worth. I'm proud of you for the revelations that you had. And even if you need extra time to take that step, don't use me saying that as your excuse. If you need the time, take the time. But don't hide behind the excuse. Oh, I needed more time. If you are ready to do this, do it. It's time for you to start a new chapter in your life. A chapter where for the next year you'll be miserable. And there'll be constant, but baby, please, I need you back. I'm sure. But in doing that, you're talking short-term pain for long-term benefits, because it's been 6-7 years now. And I'm sure that 6-7 years wasn't always miserable for you, but enough of it was that doesn't justify sticking around, you know? So whatever you feel like you have to do, know that your brother is on board, and I love you. I ain't going nowhere. It's like, honestly, I almost feel like she's my second Asia, you know, without like the sexy time. But it's like my heart just goes out to her, and I want to help in every way I can. So, hey, do what you got to do, and I got you. Let's go. Today's the day.